Hello and welcome back to Dorfromantik. I'm your host, davidinark, and the public beta has been updated. If you've not seen the game lately, this is so cool. So now there's a new front-end menu, and you can resume your game, which of course you could before, but you can also go to your games. And we have a couple of things going on. One, you have classic mode, which is the standard mode where you're giving tasks and different accomplishments that you're trying to achieve. But there's also creative mode, an infinite supply of tiles. Plus, you can also throw away tiles that don't fit in your scheme design plan. Very cool. We'll talk about that in a minute. Now, I'm not in a current game, but one of the things you can do is you can also save your games. So this is very cool, so that if you're in classic mode and you want to try some things, you can save it before you try. And then if it doesn't work for you, you can come back and, reload and then try again, or, what have you. But what I'm going to mostly jump in here is I'm going to jump into creative mode. Now, what's also really cool about creative mode is it has save games as well. So I'm going to create a new save game. This is interesting. This says there's an unsaved session in this game mode. That I was actually, don't tell the boss, but I was actually playing this at the very end of the day at work when I saw that there was an update. And so now it has cloud-based saves. So you can actually pull in a game that you've played, on another machine somewhere. Very cool. I'm going to go ahead and discard that because that's fine. So this is the unlimited mode. Now, it looks a lot like the regular classic mode, except you'll notice that there's no counter here. There is an option to skip the tile. So if for some reason I don't want this tile, I can say, hey, you know what? Skip that tile and move on. Of course, it's creative unlimited mode, so you can skip all the tiles that you want to if you want to. All right. So I'm going to see, this one technically does not play because nothing matches around it. If you're not familiar with the game, the way this works is you're given tiles and you have to place them down. And ideally, you want to have edges match. So none of these edges have anything around here. So you would want to try to match a tile that also is empty. This tile has a field on it, so you would want to match this with a field here, but notice this is blank, so you would want a blank here. This will make way more sense in just a second. Now, I don't really care. I'm in creative mode. I want to be creative. I know it's not going to line up, but we're going to go ahead and put that down. This one that we have next. Now, you'll notice that the tile on top is the one that is currently in play. And what's really cool about it is you can just, as soon as you point to a blank space, then that's where that tile could go if you click your button. You can also use your mouse wheel to rotate it around. So that's also very cool. All right, so here's a good example. So you notice when I put this here, these houses, or technically this house, lines up with this house. This blank space lines up with this blank space. So when I put this down, that is a match. In the regular game, as you build matches, then in the regular game, ideally what you want to do is match all 6 sides, and then that becomes a perfect square and you get bonus points. In the creative mode, so far as I've been able to determine, there's no score. So there are no perfect matches. And when you want something really badly, right? And you've been looking forward to this thing, and then you get this thing. And you're like, this is awesome. Oh, I love this. And then you take some time. You spend some time with that thing. The more time you spend with it, you realize it's not quite what I thought it was going to be. And for me, that's creative mode. I'm going to use this as an example. Okay, we're gonna fill this around with all fields, right? Because it's got fields on all 6 sides. So all that matters is that I touch field to field here. There's fields, there's fields, there's fields. So I just need 2 here that have fields. And then I can show you what one of the things I'm talking about. So once again, this field connects to this field. Now it also happens that this forest touches that forest. You notice that when things work, they light up, and if they don't, they go dark. So that's also a visual cue. Okay, so this should be, in the regular game, the fact that I have this field side touching a field side, this should at this point turn this into a perfect. And you'll notice, because we're in creative mode, it bounced around to let you know it was a perfect, but there's no little pop-up text that says, hey, that was perfect. And I know it sounds ridiculous when I say this out loud, but I miss that. I really wish the creative mode had the perfect, because as you're being a creative and you are working to create your own kind of elaborate Dorfromantik environment, I still think those little things, like the little perfect, they're still goals to have, even when that's not necessarily, there's not a score involved. There's nothing involved other than just tell me that I did it right. Just tell me I did a good job. That's what I want. I just want somebody to tell me that I did a good job. Okay. Anyway, So short of that, I have to say, creative mode is awesome. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see what kind of worlds that other people create, that frankly that I come up with. I think it's gonna be so fun to build entire villages, to have a cool train, a whole train system that goes around, and a whole river system that runs through, and maybe like gigantic forests and these really cool areas of field and all that kind of stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do in creative mode. So I just wanted to jump in here real quick, show this to you, show you what was going on with the update. So again, I can go, oh, this is nice. I can also go back to the menu straight from here. Creative mode customization. Wait a minute. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can change the frequency of how often you get certain types of pieces. Oh, that is so cool. I am digging that. I'm digging that a lot. I'm really, really looking forward to that. What's really cool about this, of course, is if I quit, when I quit, it will automatically save, and then I can pick this up later. So very, very cool. By the way, in order to get this, you do have to be part of the public beta, and it's actually easy. You just go into your Steam library, right-click on the game in your library list, go to Properties, then Betas, choose the public beta. It'll ask for a key, but there is no key. As soon as you put the beta, you'll probably have to update the game. Once you update, you're in the public beta. You can play around with the creative mode and save games. So there you go. Oh, awesome stuff. Hey, let me know your thoughts about the update to Dorfromantik. Are you playing the game? What are you doing with it? All that kind of good stuff. Got any other questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories? Feel free to leave those down in the comment section below. Special thanks to Hero of God, GamerGull, and LosWilko for supporting me on Patreon. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so, so much. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.